Hello everybody and welcome to the K-Map channel. This is Kay Kritiques, a segment on this channel where we discuss all things South African television. Adulting on Showmax Season 1, Episode 1, titled Adulting is Hard. Let's get into it. So this is a new Showmax Original Series which is centered around four best friends who met in varsity as they navigate life, love and hardships in their adult years. And I think it's safe to say I am hooked. And it's only the first episode. So let's just get into it, okay? So we have these four gentlemen, Bonga, Mpho, Eric and Vuyani. And they are best friends. So this episode is basically just an introduction or setup just for us to be able to see their characters, their personalities, some of the stories that will be explored as the season goes. And we're going to start with the alpha, the lead character, Bonga. So Bonga, it picks up with boom, a sex scene. We already know the type of man he is just from the first 5 minutes of the show. He is an F-boy. He is like the ladies' man, you know, like successful, climbing the ladder, corporate ladder, trying to make it in life, a hustler. We gather that just from the first 5 minutes of the show. He has just received 80 million rand from investors as seed money in order to be able for his construction company or engineering company, which I feel like will be more explored as the time goes. Immediately as soon as the money lands in the account, he rushes to go buy a Brabus. Buys a new car, they go to Bonga, obviously they're partying it up, living it up. And he ends up going to his home, tells my mom, I made it, I got the money, things are gonna start looking up, and you know I made you a promise. He doesn't come from a well-advantaged home. So he promised his mom that he's gonna build her a house and that he's gonna take care of her, which is very sweet. We did get a lot of foreshadowing in terms of Bonga's story. Know that he is gonna struggle with his feelings of I just made it in life and I don't want to tie myself down, with him also wanting to find love and build a family, like how his ex told him that you're gonna end up alone. You're gonna look back at your life and realize that you don't have anybody and you don't have anything other than like this house, this car, and your life is empty, which I feel like he's gonna get to that point, and I would love to see the journey that we take in him getting to that point. We also know that he's gonna hook up with this investor's wife, but in the end they're gonna end up together. I feel like we all know that in the end they're gonna be in game. On the other hand, we have Eric. Eric has some baby mama drama, and he literally causes drama at Coca. I'm like, his baby mama, who happens to be his ex-girlfriend, ends up dating this other guy who's rich. She lies and says she went to Durban, but she didn't. They get into a fight. He beats up baby mama's boyfriend and ends up pulling out a gun and shooting it. Like, he heated that place up. Like my brother, we're at Bonga, you had already won the fight. So I'm failing to understand why even had a gun when you go into the club. And we do realize that he pulls heists and he hijacks cars. He's in that business, and I feel like the journey of him having his crimes catch up with him and him having to choose between living a clean life and how he's gonna navigate that, just living a clean life and making an honest living in order to be able to be there for his daughter, instead of like getting that money where he knows that this is a sure way of me to provide for my mom and my daughter and myself, but then leaving it because it's also jeopardizing his freedom and he won't be around for his daughter. I can't wait to see where Eric's story goes. Like, he's one of those characters. For now, we haven't really gotten a lot of information on him, but he's one of my favorite characters. And then we have Vuyani. Now Vuyani, I'm struggling to find the words Vuyani's storyline is sort of a difficult one, and I just want to say maybe this might trigger somebody, but it sort of involves him facing abuse and a relationship that has a power dynamic that we've noticed, which is sad. Like, nobody, no matter how angry you get, you should never ever put your hands on somebody. You should never ever try to hurt somebody, because if that bottle of wine had actually made contact, he could have gotten seriously hurt, seriously injured. This abusive relationship with this sugar mama, and he is using her obviously to make money. She gives him money, buys him clothes. So Vuyani is in this relationship, and in my head I'm just like, my brother, you should be saving up money, because this is all gonna blow up in your face. Because not only is he sleeping with this lady, he's also cheating on her with the younger women, like women his age, using her money. Obviously, when she finds this out and it catches up with him, he should at least have some savings so that if this blows up in his face, which it will as the season goes, I'm assuming, just so that we have a little bit of conflict in his storyline. I'm thinking that she's probably going to find out. He should have money in his bank account that he can be able to sustain himself without being in a relationship with her, at least for a few months until he finds his next target. I want to get to the crux of his story, where we find out, what did he do in varsity? Why hasn't it worked out? Has he not been able to find a job? Is that why he's now relying on his looks to get women to give him money? Or is he just not interested in working? Or does he have other aspirations? Because I could also assume that seeing your friends succeed, as much as you might be happy for them, there might be that thing of, why aren't things working out my way, you know? Really hope they do justice to Vuyani's story, and I really can't wait to see how they execute his storyline. Like, I feel like his storyline is going to be one of the most interesting storylines to unpack for me, and for us to actually get to a point where he actually realizes that I am in an abusive and toxic situation. Because for now, I feel like he doesn't really notice that, dismissing those feelings because he doesn't have the ability to sustain himself. That was a mouthful, but Vuyani's story is actually like the one that piqued my interest, the one that held me, where I was thinking of so many possibilities of how they can pull off his storyline. Not last but not least, he is the least. The villain, the menace, Mpho, is a married man with 2 kids. He's a family man, family oriented. From the outside looking in, you might be like, he's happily married with 2 kids. No, he's not. Because tell me why he said his side chick is the glue to his marriage. Without the side chick, he doesn't know whether or not him and his wife would still be together. Tell me why he said that. He really is a menace. Like, he was literally depressed for the latter half of the episode because his side chick dumped him. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it's not that your man is depressed because life is knocking him down. Sometimes he's depressed because his side chick dumped him. Like, you know what? Mpho really is a menace, and I'm not even gonna lie. We really didn't get a lot on his story. We just got that he's unhappily married, and we're gonna see how that story unfolds. Will the wife find out that he's cheating? Will she leave? Will she stay? Does she already know? I feel like it would be more interesting if the wife knows that he's cheating. Why doesn't he work and try and find that spark again in their marriage instead of looking for it on the outside? Or communicate with your wife if you're not happy about certain things in your relationship. Because I feel like maybe the wife is not aware that there are issues because he's not communicating. And I want them to be able to explore that. Modus operandi is no longer ubegezela, guys. Please, for my own sake. He cheats, you leave. But yeah, guys, that was season 1, episode 1 of Adulting on Showmax. I really, really, really enjoyed this episode. I wish they had given us more episodes. It was too good. I was hooked the entire time, and I love the fact that they set up all the storylines and made you interested to find out what was gonna go on. The way they set up the storylines has you wanting more, which I thoroughly enjoyed. This setup episode literally set everything up perfectly. Like, you know who the characters are, their personalities, the dynamics of their friendship. That sense of brotherhood was so nice to see portrayed on screen, and I feel like these actors really had that chemistry. So I cannot wait to watch more. Please do like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you are notified every single time I upload a new video on this segment, and I'll see you guys next time.